Hello, friends, benders and non-benders alike. Welcome to Braving the Elements, Nickelodeon's podcast about all things Avatarverse. I'm Janet Varney.
And I'm Dante Bosco. And today we're doing an episode that's sort of a companion episode to a recent one we did with Antoine Bandelet, where we talked about the gang and the bending evolution, the evolution of the bending for everybody. So today's the companion episode.
Yeah, because remember when we were talking about it, we were giving all this love to this amazing evolution of the bending styles and skills of all of these, our players, our family of Avatar folk. And then we were like, wait a minute, we gotta give some love to the non-benders. This show isn't just about bending.
It's not just about benders. It's not just about bending.
Exactly. This deserves its own episode.
These non-benders deserve their own episodes and deserve for us to talk about our all-time favorite non-benders. Yeah. And for that, we're going to go to one of our all-time favorite guests.
Oh my gosh.
What's up, the Prefector? It's Hector Navarro.
The Prefector
Navarro. In person.
Navarro. Thank you both so much for having
Welcome
me.
back.
You did a little move just then that
goodness.
made it seem like you were playing a piano. You were like, pling, ping,
I
ping.
wish.
Your head, yeah.
I
It's
wish.
good to see you in real life. I had
Oh
no.
my goodness.
I ran into you. I didn't know.
You too.
Here we are.
Here we are. This
It's
is what
real.
happened. My day started walking into the building. Behind me was the one and only Dante Bosco.
Yeah.
Playing a harmonica.
Oh,
And I
you were
was like-
playing as you came in.
And I heard the harmonica before
I
I
was
saw a
vibing.
human.
Oh,
and I was
legend.
like, I love this vibe.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I was like, it's Dante. This is perfect. And I was just like, morning.
And I was like, hey.
So you were practicing. Give us some background.
No,
you were playing the harmonica on your way.
I was just
I mean,
playing
this
the
is
harmonica.
amazing news.
I always got a harmonica in my pocket.
Yeah.
And so you were like, I guess before
Somewhere.
I walk in, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I wish you would have done is without seeing who it was, just been like, oh, and pull $1 out of your wallet and turn around to put it
know.
in his hat.
Here you go,
and be
sir.
like, Bosco.
Yeah.
Figure, if I just give this all up and just
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
busk on the
Just
street.
busk.
This is
just
the
be
fallback?
busking on the
Right.
street. That's
You know what? A good busker will often have like a little cute pet along with it. So
I can have
if
a
you
little
need to borrow
Appa.
this Appa,
Yes.
our producer Zeke just told me for the first time that all this handling I'm doing of the plushies, actually I can do it. So I was like, wait, what? I could just this is like comfort
go.
animal right here. Anybody needs to take this and pet him for a little while we're talking today.
Oh, goodness.
I'm so glad you're here with us in person.
I'm so
in
happy
our
to be
little
here.
Studio.
I would love to report to everybody listening and watching that Janet and Dante are even more handsome and attractive in person.
Get outta
This is
here.
the
Get outta here.
charisma.
Get
The
outta
charisma-
here.
It's hitting me like waves in person. It's
my
undeniable. They're the best, and this is one of my favorite things to do.
Too flattering.
I'm always so happy to come. Thank you so much.
Ugh, thanks for being here.
Thank
Thanks
you
for being
here. And thank you.
Yeah.
So, okay. I couldn't be less concerned about fodder. Like, who are we going to talk about today? Are we going to have enough to talk about?
Yeah.
Could not be less concerned.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a show chock full of fabulous non-benders. Fierce, loyal, funny, great. A lot of favorites.
I know.
Let's
lot
get
of
in. I
favorites.
can't wait. I mean, is there a bracketing system? Do we have, is there a top?
Tough.
Are we doing
I
like
know. I'm a bad ranker. People
I
love
know.
ranking
Ranking?
on the internet, and I am so bad at it. I'm like, why
I
can't
think-
they all be number one?
Let's get this out of
Because
the
you
way.
can't be all number one.
Right. So let's
There's
get this.
Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right. Mediate for us. Help me.
I was
help
going to
me.
say,
Perfector,
Dante,
help
Dante,
me.
you're in luck. There's plenty of amazing non-bending characters that are Fire Nation. So
It's great.
you're good to go.
Awesome.
That's true.
You're good to talk
I want to
about.
talk
very
about some of
true.
those guys.
Yeah, you will.
I'd like to pin one non-bender against another non-bender and we see who goes, and then we get another non-bender group, and then we just
Okay, so
keep-
you're
That's
doing
tough.
a full-on.
That's antagonistic.
I already know who the
bracketing
number
fight.
one non-bender is.
What? Who is it?
I'm not gonna keep. I'm gonna save it for
Ooh,
later.
I have a pick too.
I know.
Okay.
Well, I feel like, I mean, look, here's the thing. Sometimes if you're ranking, or at least if you're just kind of trying to touch on everybody,
Sure.
maybe you save the biggest for last. But I don't
Sure.
want us to run out of time, so I kind of feel like we should start
Biggest first.
with at least, one of
First?
the most
Yeah.
significant, a character that Dante has oftentimes said on this podcast surely has many statues built in his honor all across the Earth Kingdom.
That's what you're going number one. I'm not going that number one. I mean, he's the homie.
Okay.
okay.
He's up there,
All right.
top 3, 5, whatever.
Okay.
Top 16.
I'm saying we spend a ton of time with him.
He, of
Yeah.
course, and we should because he's charismatic. He gets
Yeah.
a lot of girls. He's
That's very high on the list of priorities, as you can tell.
he has a great hairdo.
Yeah, great hair. Yeah.
Looks good up. Looks
Yeah.
even better down.
yeah.
Even though it doesn't happen all that often, when it does, it's a swooning moment.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, yeah, it's top 3.
Okay.
Final 4 at least. I mean, if we're gonna, I'd put him in the final 4 bracket.
Okay.
We're talking about Mr. Sokka.
We're talking about Mr. Sokka.
Mr. Sokka.
We gotta talk about
Sokka.
Sokka.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible cosplayer.
Yeah, he is.
Incredible cosplayer.
Great
Wang
beard
Fire?
wearer.
Wang
Yeah.
Fire. I mean,
Yeah.
he's in it.
And he's
top
not one
tier.
and done. He is not one
Not
and done
one
with
and
that
done.
beard. He is like, I'm going to cherish and
He's a
keep this.
good
I'm going
cosplayer.
to care for
Yeah.
it. You know he's washing that beard carefully. It's otherwise it wouldn't look so good every time he
Yeah.
trots it out. You got to take care of those things.
Yeah, and he has a lot of emotion and heart. Family guy, real family guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true. Just like you guys are hitting everything kind of jokingly, but also at a serious level. Like
Yeah.
one of the greatest characters in the
Totally.
show, in fiction, just solid there with the emotional moments, like Dante's
Right.
bringing up, hitting you with those emotional moments. The best comic relief in popular
Amazing.
culture.
Hands
It's
down.
Phenomenal.
like
The
it's
best.
Sokka. I go back and forth between I don't know if Sokka is my number one non-bending character favorite or if I feel and know that it's the fandom's number one. You know, I'm like
yeah.
I'm right there.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
like Dante said, top 16 character for
Top-
sure.
Top
6.
Top 4.
I
He
put
is
top
getting
3.
downgraded by the
No, I
second.
mean, I'm also saying just power and I'm
Yeah.
saying if we're in a fight.
Oh, for sure. We haven't even gotten to that. The boomerang, for sure. Just at every level. Just
yeah.
brilliant.
Sword.
In
He,
fact-
he got a sword. I mean, he got
Yeah.
some sword fighting
Yeah.
skills.
You don't have to convince me. He became a master sword fighter.
Master.
Yeah.
He became. I'm saying he became. I'm not saying that he was
Eventually.
there on the day
No, he's
he
pretty
got
good.
his
Yeah, he's
sword.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, who else is going to throw that boomerang around a corner and hit Busty?
He's had some
Combustion
good.
Man,
He had some
right in
good
the
boomerang
forehead?
shots.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was luck.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know if that was luck.
I refuse.
Skill.
I
I mean,
refuse.
you throw it enough times, you're gonna get lucky.
Yeah. Also, this is a guy who, and this, I don't think you can overstate this enough, but like his humility, even though he's cocky and even though he, would be pigheaded about certain things.
Sexist, some may say.
Yes.
Early
Yes.
on,
Yes.
he had such limited experience of the world.
Yes.
I think
he
he
was
was
on a-
also
he was a
defensive
little
because he was the
snow
only
village.
kind of, he was like the
Yeah.
only teenage guy
Sheltered, yeah.
left.
Although all the guys left, but there's a lot of women
Yeah.
left over. Soccer.
Absolutely.
You
I
should
know.
have learned a little more.
He should. Yeah, you're right.
He d-
you're
he had
right.
to.
He did. So he was, but like,
He had to.
Janet, you're bringing up the advantage that I believe this character has over all the other characters we're about to talk about, who we all love,
Yeah.
is that Sokka also has, arguably, debatably, the best character development.
Yeah.
We're talking character
course.
development
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
in the
course.
show, and certainly for the non-bending, because some of the other characters we're going to talk about, like, we love them, they're solid, they have amazing
They are
character
who they
moments.
are.
They are
Yes.
who they are.
Yeah.
And we love them for, but Sokka, we grow with
Yeah.
him.
100%.
Yeah.
Just
And
the best.
leadership,
In that way,
leadership and
leadership,
humility.
If you put it all that, he's definitely top 3.
Yeah, top 3 for sure.
But
Love
For
also
sure.
think about the fact that how cool Sokka is as a non-bender, where all his friends are benders.
I know.
All of them.
And he can hang.
How many
can
non-benders
hang.
can you be like, yo?
I know.
I know I'm a non-bender, but all my friends are bend. All my friends bend.
Yeah.
Like what? Like I don't bend, but all my friends bend. So
Yeah.
He is all like
and I can hang. And
He can hang.
and I can hang.
he's such a great cheerleader for them.
Right.
Just the moment where Katara's like, I got my eye on you. At the classic Sokka moment, Water Tribe. Like as they leave, the
Water
best.
Tribe.
That
Oh,
pride.
yes.
That, like,
Yes.
goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
Oh my
that's the
gosh.
best.
And what about too, like, I don't believe that we haven't talked about this yet, but just like sheer inventor status.
I know.
I
Like,
mean,
hey,
I
what
know.
if we add smell to natural gas so we know
Pretty
that
good.
it's there? How about if
Hot
I
air
invent
balloons?
a
Yes.
submarine?
Submarines. I
Give
mean,
me
this
a
guy
break.
has
An engineer.
An
a
engineer.
Ahead of his time.
Einstein-esque
Yes.
situation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Da Vinci. I don't know what he's
So
doing.
you're
all
gonna go
kinds of
ahead.
stuff.
You're gonna
Yeah.
make a Da Vinci comparison.
top
and
3.
he's-
Yeah.
Top 3.
Yeah. In terms of inventors, Leonardo da Vinci, top 3.
Top 3.
And Sokka's right there with him.
Right
Sokka,
with him.
a man ahead of his time. He really
Man ahead
was.
of
He was a man
time.
ahead of
He
his
really
time.
was.
I haven't seen all of Korra yet. I haven't seen all of
Don't give anything away because
Great.
There's got to be maybe maybe a statue to Zuko. I don't know. Zuko got a statue.
I know at least one character on this list that does have a statue in The Legend of Korra.
Agree.
And I will bring that up later.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right.
And also, again, I had this thought the other day, is just thinking about the library episode, which is such a painful episode in certain
of
ways.
course.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten that there's a moment, because Wan Chi Tong seems so, and is a very intimidating character.
Yeah.
And I had totally forgotten that Sokka just like whack them with a book. Like, sometimes you just gotta whack something with a book. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the beauty
don't
of the show.
overthink it. You know what I mean?
This show is the gift that keeps on giving because it is the most rewarding for those rewatches every couple of
Absolutely.
years, and you like,
Yep.
oh my gosh, I forgot about this moment. He whacks him with a
And
book.
Sokka,
And then you watch the whole rest of the series because you didn't plan to, but that's what happens
Hey,
every
you're
time.
there. You're
And
there.
then Sokka figured out the whole calendar thing for the Day of the Black Sun.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I probably, to be fair, I probably could have figured that one out too.
The calendar
Me
thing?
personally.
Okay.
Oh, you personally, not Zuko, but you personally could have figured
Me,
it.
Dante
Yeah.
would have been there. Like, I bet you I can see the next
You know what
time
he
there's
would
an
be like?
eclipse.
He would be like, "Wait a minute!
Right?
If I blow certain notes into my harmonica,
Uh-huh.
a window,
Ooh.
hidden
Ooh.
door will open."
What notes,
Maybe.
Dante? What notes? How would you have
Maybe.
figured that out?
Maybe
Yeah.
top 3, right?
Okay,
It's
all right,
abs-
okay, all right. And also shout out to Sokka for some of those book 3 moments where he really has these great one-on-ones with characters who are in conflict with one another.
Yes.
He's such a peacemaker. In
He is a
those episodes.
peacemaker.
Yes,
He
he is.
Which I love that in the
He is
character.
for again that sort of character growth. He has those really great moments of emotional maturity and awareness. Just an overall wonderful role model for
Yeah.
a character. Just the absolute best meat and sarcasm guy. That's my guy. As he labels
I
himself,
love it.
the meat and sarcasm
the meat
guy.
and sarcasm guy. It's so
Sokka.
true. It's so true.
Man.
All right, who do you want to talk about next? Dante Bosco.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I think probably most powerful non-bender as
Yeah.
far as in a fighting situation.
Yeah.
Ty Lee. I mean, it's on the edge because
Lee.
chi blocking
I
is
know.
not a bending,
I know.
but like
What a power.
she basically
Yeah.
can go toe to toe.
With anybody?
With anybody.
Potentially?
Yeah.
With anybody?
Potentially, I
Yeah.
think she
I know.
got the best of every single character in
At
the
least
show.
once.
At least once, including
Yeah.
Azula.
Including Azula.
Like,
yeah.
Very brave.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Ty
just-
Lee, and she's super cute.
I know.
And
It's-
very
it's
just upbeat.
such a
upbeat.
great combination of a character because we love the super cute, we love the upbeat, we love that she labels her aura pink, like that
Yeah.
whole vibe. We love it, mixed with this Venn diagram of like, yeah, we're gonna give her the sickest non-bending abilities.
Totally.
Like, it's insane, and just like reviewing these characters before coming in and talking to you guys in person and being blown away by your incredible charisma. I got to Ty Lee and like I knew her skills, but then being reminded of like, yeah, chi blocking. Wait a minute, chi blocking. This is next level.
What is-
It's the coolest
Yeah.
thing.
I
It's-
know. It's not even just blocking because
It's
she
wild.
takes Sokka out, so it's not necessarily even like yes, she can stop bending, but like
Right.
you just turn to noodle.
I
Like
know.
your
Right.
whole body
I
becomes
know.
one noodle or a series of noodles.
And to put that type of like skill set with a character who comes across as just like so like it's
Yeah,
all
right.
good.
Who, me?
It's such a
Yeah.
smart choice because like they could have attached that ability to like somebody else who's maybe more serious, and maybe that would have been like too dark. That's like
No, it's too
right?
dark.
But
Yeah.
to have it be Ty Lee is such a wonderful like. Wait, what?
Yeah.
We're underestimating her. What's happening?
Yeah. Yeah, it's confusing too because especially against someone like alongside someone like Azula, and we'll talk about the other person, I'm sure, no surprise. We'll also be talking about this other person who's
Right.
part of that deadly trio. But just to have like you don't necessarily understand. You don't know if Ty Lee is thinking of it. Like Azula, you're like,
Right.
she's pretty sure. I think she's okay being the villain and she loves it.
Right.
And she kind of knows she's the
Yes,
villain.
yes.
But Ty Lee is like, what are
No.
you there for? Like you're there for your friends, but there's no sense of animosity.
Keep in bad company.
At all.
Yeah.
She's not like, she's
Yeah.
blocking people and there's no sense of like, you deserve this, you scum.
Right.
Not at all.
No.
She's like, sorry, gotta do this. This is what I do.
It's like giving like she just picked up this thing because she thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Like she has no idea.
It's like when you're at the mall and you see those like bad girls,
Yeah.
teenage girls at the mall, but they're not bad. Like they think they're bad. There's one
Right.
bad one.
This.
There's one bad one there for sure, and
Yeah.
the other one's hanging out in all the baggy clothes and looking
Like,
all.
let's
we're
go to
they're
Claire's.
Like, you
Yeah.
guys aren't bad girls.
You're not tough. You're not-
You're
it's
not
fine.
bad girls. She's bad. That one's in
Azula.
trouble.
Azula,
But you other
Yeah.
ones,
Yeah.
you're just hanging out and getting
Yeah.
ice cream
They're
and
in the
stealing
club.
earrings and stuff.
Going
know.
to that clubhouse.
I know.
I
Yeah.
see you guys at the mall.
I know. I know. Ty Lee is really, but what I love about Ty Lee is she's not trying to be goth like everyone else.
No.
Like
No,
she's herself.
Yeah.
But she
On
has
top of
the,
that,
you know,
She
sickest
has
power.
all those circus skills.
I know.
I mean, she's
For
got
acrobatics are beyond.
yes.
But also, let's just give a shout out to her because obviously one of our favorite of all time episodes, we know you feel the same way too, friends, is the beach. And we
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
out we really get a
Yeah.
vulnerable moment from her and an honest moment and just knowing that she, here she is, one of a series of sisters who all look exactly the same.
Right.
And that she was like, that's not good enough for me. Like, I don't
Right,
like this. I
right.
want to be an individual. I want to be my own person.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just reminds you that just because someone has this very bubbly
true.
exterior doesn't mean they don't have a rich interior life
Yep.
that you're
forgot
not
about
thinking
that.
about.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, I want to meet the rest of her family.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
I bet they don't Chi-block.
Do they?
I bet they do not. I bet that was all
They do
Ty
not?
Lee. Yeah, I
They're
bet
not in the circus?
I bet that was
Like 7 sisters? Was it my sisters?
6, I think maybe.
I think that's right.
Somewhere like maybe 7
she's
altogether.
either 7. Yeah, she's
One of
7 or
7?
she's one of 6.
The whole family
I don't
might
think
have
they're
the acrobatic skills, but I
Yeah.
bet somewhere along the line someone brought up chi blocking and everyone else was like, "Oh, that's nearly impossible to figure out." And Tyler
Yeah.
was like, "Then I'll do it. I will be individual."
This is, you know what?
I-
I don't
yeah.
know if there's canon
Yeah.
back in like the comics
We
or
gotta
something
find
that
out.
establishes that. We'll have to find out.
We got to
Absolutely.
find
We
out.
don't wanna get busted
And
for not
for all
knowing.
those guys out there in the Fire Nation who are even in the beach hitting on
Yeah.
Ty Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, she has a lot of sisters, you guys. So I mean,
I'm glad we took it
So what are
back
you
to
saying? If it
that.
doesn't work out with Ty
if
Lee?
it doesn't work out, Ty Lee,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. They look
Yeah.
exactly like her.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. There you
So
go.
I mean,
And everyone knows that means you are the same as
The
someone.
same as-
Just
You're
because
not
you
the
look like
same.
someone,
You're
means
not the
exactly
same.
No, Dante's saying
I'm saying
The
you could
fi-
go
if
on a
the-
quest to find out.
right. If the physical attraction is already there, that's already a given. Because you're like, well, I
Right.
know I'm attracted to this
I see,
person.
I
I
see.
think
And
this
you
person
might
is
find
pretty.
one that.
Yeah, the personality-wise
Well, no,
matches.
you just might find one's attracted to you.
There you go.
Great.
There
You
go.
heard it here. Dating tips
Out of
from
7,
Dante Bosco.
Yeah.
Out of 7,
Good
they all
odds.
hate me?
Great.
All of you, the
You know-
whole team.
I think this kind of life advice would be better punctuated with a nice little harmonica riff,
No.
something
Agreed.
every time. You know,
Agree. A
right?
little, yeah. What's
No.
your
Then it's
jingle?
like-
What's a little
Oh, then
jingle
it's
that
like
goes
a jazz
along
man.
with?
It's a jazz man sharing his knowledge of the
Mhm.
world.
Laying down some truth and then just like pinning it up. Yeah, buttoning it with a little jazz harmonica. Something to think about.
So, do we feel, top tier?
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
Tylee's
Ty Lee,
right
top
there.
tier?
Of course she is.
Yeah.
Right
She
there.
is.
If she's not,
But
again, might be
In
my
a fight, in a
favorite.
fight, in a
But
fight.
In a
hold on,
fight,
you want to talk
yeah.
in a fight? I
In
got to
a
bring
fight.
someone into this.
Let's do it.
You want to talk in a fight?
Yes.
I got to bring someone else into
Please.
this.
Let's
do it.
Someone else, by the way, who was also amazingly acrobatic,
Yes.
Right.
gymnastic,
Yes.
deft, incredibly nimble, incredible fighting
What a-
skills.
Underestimated.
incredible makeup,
Who are we talking
Underestimated by other members in the cast.
underestimated,
Oh, I know where we're going now.
super
I know where we're
loyal,
going.
incredibly brave.
I know where we're going.
You know we're talking about Suki.
Suki,
you
Suki.
know
Yeah.
we're talking
Yeah.
about Suki.
She's amazing.
Yeah. I love
Oh.
anybody who loves a sense of humor, who loves somebody with a sense of humor.
Right.
Love that
So
too.
automatically, yeah.
Yeah.
These 3 might be my top 3. I don't know.
I know.
They're so great.
I mean, I
It's
love
hard.
Suki.
I mean,
Yeah.
Suki's amazing. Listen,
Yeah.
Suki is amazing.
Suki's so cool that when they were imprisoned, Ty Lee was like, "I'll be a Kyoshi warrior." Like that's how cool Suki is.
That's
good.
how cool
that's
Suki is.
that's the crossover there. Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, she went and got the guy
Yeah.
by herself.
Yeah, like when
Yeah.
when they're like
The
they're
warden,
boiling rock
Uncle
and they're
Warden.
like, how are we gonna do this? And they're like, how are we gonna do this? What do you think, Suki?
I know.
Ugh.
Uncle,
Oh, Suki's head stepping. She's just prancing across people's. Oh, she's up. Oh, she's already up there. I haven't finished my
she got
sentence.
Uncle
and
Warden
she's
by
already
herself.
done it.
Uncle Warden went down solo,
Amazing.
which makes you think like, what was she waiting for? She didn't have to be in that prison. She
Hmm.
could have got out of that prison anytime she wants.
Maybe she was waiting for that right opportunity.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also,
Maybe seeing Sokka inspired her.
That could have
let's
been
not
it.
forget. I think I know
Yeah.
who one of the top 3 is for this guy because
It's-
someone showed him incredible compassion and kindness.
Yeah.
And took care of him in his lost days.
Took care of
Yeah.
Appa is what Suki did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just the personality, if we're again factoring in like the characters themselves, sarcastic, is able to go toe to toe
Right.
with Asaka.
Yeah.
I love that. And instantly endearing.
And also not
She's
like
great. She's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
and
She's great. She's great.
leadership without the sense of, speaking of not having the cockiness, like
Yes,
you,
yes.
you don't get a sense from her at all that she's
No.
like, well, I'm the best and my other Kyoshi warriors are
Yes.
my girls.
Nope.
It's like we
team.
are a team.
No.
I am speaking as the head of the team, but
Well,
we're like bees.
She
it's like a
knows.
shared consciousness
Fire
when they're
Nation
fighting.
took her and not the rest of the crew.
Yeah,
they
They're
did.
like, all we
Right.
need, if we take Suki, we take
Yeah.
the head of the
Yeah.
snake, and
Yeah.
now she's in Boiling Rock.
And
Not
it's
for long.
if there were to be one, I don't know, slight against her, I'm sure you'd agree, Dante, is that she's not from the Fire Nation. But
But she has great.
part of her story,
Fashion.
you're right, your character, Zuko, like hires the Kyoshi warriors to be that
Right.
bodyguard presence. Like, that's the coolest thing ever.
And I know this didn't happen per se, but I would not want to be Azula when Avatar Kyoshi comes out when Aang's in the Avatar state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the, like, knowing that, like,
No.
you impersonated one of my girls.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, watch out.
Kyoshi's not the
Watch out.
nicest one anyway. No, the
She's
nicest
pretty
Avatar
ruthless. She's pretty ruthless.
personality
so don't cross
to begin
her.
with. So
Yeah. Yeah. Love Suki. Love
Yeah.
Suki, I mean,
Suki.
she's top 3.
Yeah, I'm just getting
Yeah.
this feeling again in person. You can kind of read people, you can read the charisma, and I'm getting this feeling from Dante that like we're not talking about the Fire Nation enough.
Okay, you
Not
want to
enough.
throw in another
Do we
Fire
have
Nation
somebody?
non-bender?
I feel like
I mean,
we
Tylee's Fire Nation.
I should
yeah,
say
Ty Lee,
you
yeah.
want to throw in.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I was doing that as a bit. I didn't realize.
a knife.
Actor, I'm so sorry.
well, now this is a video podcast. Everybody knows it's just a bit. It's safe. It's fine. I want to talk about May,
Let's talk about
Yes.
May.
one of the coolest characters, and
Yeah.
unintentionally but
She is
intentionally
cool.
funniest.
Cool voice.
Yeah.
You want to talk about sarcasm? Her sarcasm game
Oh my
on
gosh.
point. On point.
She's so awesome. And
Yes.
also, I'm realizing that I might have unconsciously copied her bangs. I've spent so much time in the
Yeah.
Avatarverse.
Yeah.
And the fact that like one day, 2 years ago, I was like, I guess I want bangs.
Yeah.
Snip myself.
Seeing
like,
all these hairstyles, yeah.
What's that? And then I like go back to watching Avatar. It's like, oh, hey, what's up, May?
Love her hair. Yeah.
Got great hair.
Great
Yeah,
style.
got
I
great
mean,
hair.
great voice.
So does this mean you don't hate me anymore?
I think it means I actually kind of like you. But don't ever break up with me again.
Great
Shout out to
voice.
Great
Cricket.
voice. Shout out to Cricket.
I mean,
Lee.
shout out to all the voice actors.
all the voice
Olivia.
actors.
I know.
Jimmy
Jack.
Kwan, Jack. I mean, these guys, they're
Ugh.
Everybody.
so synonymous with these characters. But, you know, people out there, I'm famously known as Zutara shipper. Maybe
Yeah.
the captain of the Zutara ship. And
Yeah,
I
agreed.
Yeah.
guilty as charged.
Okay, so you know,
However, watching the show again.
yes,
Uh-oh.
you're seeing the dynamic between Zuko and May.
Yes. I mean,
a little spot in your
no,
heart
no, I'm just
opening
saying,
back up
if,
for May.
If May was at the club, I'm definitely hollering at.
Oh, I
May.
got you. Yeah, you're saying May in terms of relationships with Zuko, top 16 for
Top
sure.
16
for sure. You can see
Definitely
that now.
in the bracket.
You
for
can see
sure.
that now. No, I mean,
No,
there-
she's great. I mean,
yes,
when she showed up at Boiling Rock,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
first of all, to be in jail, and then your ex-girl comes to in jail,
Yeah,
and her uncle's the warden.
yeah,
Yeah.
Your uncle's the warden.
Yeah.
And it's
What?
it's an iconic line when May is asked, "What are you doing?" and the way she delivers it and the way she says it,
Give it to
saving
us.
the jerk who dumped me, is the most like
Gotta have love for her forever. She's a ride or die.
Absolute-
She's
ride or die.
Yeah.
ride
Which
or
she
die.
proved it to us at the end of the episode,
Yeah.
going against Azula.
What a great moment. And then Ty Lee
It's
coming in and
wonderful.
helping with the chi blocking for
I
Azula.
know.
The betrayal. I mean,
I
the,
know. It's
the,
such a key moment.
the Ty Lee and May like relationship, friendship there is also what makes each of those characters doubly great. But
Yeah.
but May, the thing I love about the character of May is we know Zuko in the show. We're spending time with him throughout these seasons, throughout these books. And you're thinking about, as we're learning more about him and his backstory,
Yeah.
the tragedy, the family trauma.
Yeah.
And we're like, man, this guy is sometimes just beyond the help. How is this character going to get through this? Iroh's presence is such a part of that whole journey. And then at one point, I know I had this experience as a fan watching the show when it was coming out, but I was like, there's no hope for love in this guy's life. There's no way. Then you meet May.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
You meet May and you go, well, if anybody
yeah.
could be perfectly,
Totally.
if anybody could be perfectly paired with this goth
happened
boy.
quick. Happened quickly. Happened
Yeah,
quickly.
it did.
Yeah.
But it's like, it makes the most sense when you see them together. I'm bored. So I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So what? Go find me some food.
Yeah.
Sure. And you're just like, oh, perfect couple goals.
Perfect
That's great.
couple.
It's great.
You're right, because it's a really good point, because sometimes you see, especially at that age, when people get together,
Yeah.
they kind of turn into different people.
Yeah.
There's like they're reflecting what they think the other person wants,
Right.
or they're so excited that they're sort of like operating at a different, functionally differently.
Mm-hmm.
And friends are like, I don't recognize this friend.
Right.
But those two are just like, take me as I am.
Yeah.
I'm not changing a thing about myself.
I don't hate
Like,
you.
This works.
Yeah, I don't hate you too.
I don't hate you too.
They're
It's
both
the
authentically
sweetest
themselves.
thing.
Wow.
Great. Also, put them on.
She's
You know,
very patient with
put
him.
them on the beach together. It's gonna be great. You know, you got some time hanging out.
And then to go more into her specific backstory, coming from this very like privileged, wealthy,
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
How'd
makes
she get
her-
so good with those knives? How'd she get so good
Boredom.
with those knives?
Boredom. Just her being
There's
like,
a parallel between her and Toph a little bit.
Yes.
This idea of
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
don't stop expecting less of me.
I love that.
You know?
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that. Yeah. But those little knives skill set is incredible.
Yeah.
She's pretty good with
Yeah.
those knives. I mean, very good with those knives.
Very good.
I hate to say it, but that's definitely like watching the show for the very first time. I think I did think to myself like, I mean, what's the coolest skill?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, I don't know that I need to like encourage kids to be going out there throwing knives. Please don't do
Right.
that.
Please
Don't do
don't.
that.
But there is something very iconic about just being like, "What's up?"
Do not go out there.
It's the best.
When I was younger, we went to go buy some throwing knives.
Yeah.
Me and my
absolutely.
brothers.
Different times.
So
Anything that
Different
starts
time.
out when I was younger.
when I was, so we
you know
went to
it's gonna
go
be
buy
a
these
gem.
throwing knives, and at some random shop,
Yeah.
the guys
Don't do
looking at
this.
me and my
Yeah.
brothers, and they're like, he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Can we buy some throwing knives?" He said, "That's what you want to buy these knives." I said, "He goes, I'm gonna tell you something, kid." I said, "What?" He goes, "If that's the weapon you have, and you throw it at somebody, then you're gonna have no more weapon." I was like,
What a smart,
hold on
what
to
a
your
smart
defense.
way to
I
discourage.
looked at him. I was like, "You're right. That's probably not the best one."
I guess
Very good.
I guess I'll take the bow staff. I guess
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah.
the nunchucks. Like,
And
what,
then he's like,
what's-
"Let me just get that down for you." And you're like, "Oh no, what did
He
he?"
was like, "You don't
cut off his
want to have.
fingers.
You're not the throwing knife type."
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
cut out some cardboard throwing stars and knives and go play with those in the yard. So fun.
absolutely.
I did that.
Get really good at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I did that.
You
Yeah.
Man, cardboard.
You know the real ones?
No, man. I don't have that kind of cash.
Not a few real ones.
I didn't. You had a few throwing stars. You still heard this person's story, this man's story, and you're like, "That's true. I'll take them anyway.
Every
I'll come
kid
back next
in the
week."
neighborhood had at least one throwing star.
But you know, you're right.
true?
But that's true. Actually, I remember that as a
Yeah.
kid. But they never threw it because
Okay.
every kid knew I'm not gonna. This was
Yeah.
pricey. I'm not gonna throw this. But check
Right.
it out. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
throwing knife.
You
throwing
throw it at
star.
the fence in the backyard because you can go retrieve it.
I feel
That's
like
true.
people in my world had the origami version. They'd be like, I'm not gonna show you how I folded this. Too dangerous.
That's
I
cool
couldn't.
too. Those
Yeah.
little,
That's cool.
Paper footballs.
You can poke
Yeah.
somebody's eye out with the
Can.
origami ones.
I know.
Thank you. Thank
I
you for
know.
giving it a little bit more kick than just being paper.
It's true.
Giving me
that.
flashbacks of like riding my bike to my friend's house and throwing stars in the backyard. It's a great afternoon.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I know.
All right, I feel like those are the sort of ones that
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
we spend the most time with.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like there's some honorable mentions. There's one that I kind of didn't think about because I associate this person so strongly with sort of the spirit world and with kind of bending. But I have some social media responses that I thought I could read.
Yes.
Some of them will feel familiar to us because they agree very much with what we were saying. But we'll get to this person and then we can all go, oh, of course.
Okay.
Okay, so Amber M. Dunlap says the Kyoshi Warriors, their
Yes.
fighting style almost mimics bending in a way.
Totally.
Yeah.
If you read the novels, the Kyoshi novels, you're like, oh, these are adaptations of
course.
Kyoshi's bending and fighting
There it
that
goes.
shout
Rise
out.
of Kyoshi, Shadow of Kyoshi.
So that I love that
Awesome.
association, Amber. You're nailing it dead on. Almost mimics bending in a way, but is still entirely their own. Suki specifically did some heart bending for me. Love her.
I love that.
Amber, great.
Heartbending.
Combo
For sure.
Collectibles. Combo Collectibles says Sokka! Exclamation mark. And that's what you need to do with Sokka. You need to give an exclamation mark.
Sokka,
for him.
for
He's
sure.
every time.
What a
time.
drag.
Even though he knew he wasn't as strong as the Benders and seemed to doubt himself at times, he was always one of the bravest characters. When Zuko crashed his ship into the ice, attacking the Southern Water Tribe, everyone else ran, but Sokka stood his ground like a true warrior.
Love them.
Okay. Timendverst, I'm probably saying that wrong, but says probably Suki and Ty Lee, because in many ways they don't just keep up with many of the Benders in the show, they actually surpass them, especially Ty Lee. The idea that in this world people would develop martial arts specifically designed to deal with Benders,
So cool.
foreshadow report for
Have
the future, makes so much sense. So they aren't just really cool and fun characters. Their very existence is one of my favorite pieces of subtle world building in the
Yeah.
show. Great
Yep.
answer. Here we go.
True. You gotta have
with-
balance. It's the world of balance. You
It
can't
is.
have OP people with
That's
no
true.
balance.
Yeah.
That's true.
So this is what Amusing Moron says. Yue. She is a great foil to Sokka in that both had to mature very quickly due to the war, but she did it with peace and elegance despite hating her responsibilities, which also stopped her being able to be a child.
Wow.
I always put Yue in that like
Spirit realm.
Spirit.
Yeah, she's a
the
spirit.
moon. The moon
Yeah.
is related to
Moon.
waterbending. But we never see her waterbend. She just gives her life
That's true.
to become
Her
the moon.
father's a waterbender.
Yeah, but we didn't. That's a great answer.
We don't know.
That
You
answer,
know?
I got heart-bended by that answer.
I know.
I mean,
Great.
she's a legend, of course.
Absolutely.
Icon, pure
Absolutely.
icon.
Absolutely.
That storyline led to maybe the most iconic line.
That's true.
That's indeed.
That's true.
That's
Rough, buddy.
that's rough, buddy.
That
And
is
she's
rough,
she's
buddy.
when I see Yue
Cosplayer?
cosplayers,
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
Is it
Everyone
emotional? Yeah.
stops. A hush follows through the crowd.
Yue's-
100%.
she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we're talking about non-bending, we cannot forget.
I know.
Huh?
I was putting it off.
You're putting it off?
Because I knew we were going to get to it. I've never been more confident that Dante would make sure that
We
we
have
gave
to
some
give
love to a certain non-bender that he is
Non-bender,
quietly and not so
a
quietly
leader
obsessed
of
with.
the freedom fighters that
Oh.
not everyone, have. It's a gray area
Yeah,
of the show.
For sure. Oh, I got you.
Gray area of
I
the
got
show.
you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
He only had one shoulder pad through the whole show.
Yeah.
And had the same that same little barley
Got to get that straw in your mouth.
straw.
We love our
Secret
asymmetrical
source of
king.
power. That's right.
asymmetrical king.
Yeah.
Cool name.
The coolest.
Because
Yeah,
when you're
very
a jet,
cool.
you're a jet all the way.
Heck yeah. From your first straw in your mouth to your last
dying
dying,
day.
to your last mortal blow day, because
I
we
mean,
can't say
We don't
that in the
know.
Avatar
We
verse.
we don't know if he's there. We don't know if he's unalive. Or not.
Fatally
He
wounded,
definitely was
I think.
easily manipulated or brainwashed.
I know. Just such a compelling storyline,
Yeah.
a tragic storyline, a fan favorite.
Fan favorite.
One of those.
Not a bad guy. I mean,
No. Well, did he go too far? That's the joy of this show. Did he go too?
This is
what
it's
makes
a
someone-
conversation
I
starter.
am a Fire Nation apologist.
Yeah.
Yet one of my favorite characters is so against the Fire
Yep.
Nation.
They
Good
want
point.
to. They
That
want to
it-
take out an old
Great
person.
point.
You know,
Right.
old person. He was taking
Yeah.
a whole town.
I know, but this is a good question, right?
Yeah.
What is a person a bad person because
Yes.
of an action or their actions, or can you be a broken person
Yes.
who makes terrible decisions and hurts people?
Right.
But for
but
the
are
right
you
reasons, but for-
fundamentally
Yeah,
bad?
yeah.
Or are you just broken and unable to sort of see
Right.
in a clear moral way anymore because of what's been done to you? You
Right.
could make the same argument
At
about
this point,
Hama.
we don't
You
know.
could make the same argument about Hama. I know you don't want me to,
Yeah.
but you could.
Yeah.
I ain't
could.
messing with Hama. Not today, not
But
tomorrow,
also,
not yesterday.
Jet- look,
but
Jet-
like a Jet, like you say, listen, Jet, as a fighter, can hold his own.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
With
Two
anyone.
swords.
Yes.
Right.
Come on.
And as a character, charming as all get out.
Charming. I mean,
Community builder,
I mean, what
gave
about
a place of a feeling of home
a
to
leader,
misfits,
a leader of the
leader.
Freedom Fire, like Sokka, a leader.
Yeah.
I mean, with Qatar, charismatic.
Yes.
With him and Qatar, they had that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mo-
going up
and
into the
Qatar was done. Qatar was done.
She was done.
One
She
of
was
my oh yeah, she was in. One of my favorite things about this character too is that his maybe or maybe not final moments, we're unclear, we don't know, are so emotional because he's like, my friends are gonna hang back, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you're like, no,
you're
and
not.
he and his
Yeah.
friends knew that wasn't that kind of
Yeah.
that relationship, that character, that emotional truth in a character who's wrapped up in the charming rogue and the
Right.
it's just
He was a casualty,
yes,
if we want to go there. And
Yes.
and guess what? A casualty of what? Not the Fire Nation.
yeah.
No.
That wasn't none of that happened in the
You
Fire
know
Yeah,
who?
you're
None
right.
of that
honestly,
happened in the Fire
All right.
Nation, guys. That happened in
In the Earth
Bossing
Kingdom.
City, Earth
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Uh-huh.
I think
good
this
folks in
guy,
Earth Kingdom.
good folks in the Earth
But-
Kingdom. This guy, this is another character where
Yeah.
this guy might show up for him and say that he's in his top 3.
I know.
because
I know.
he helped everybody to Appa at Lake Laogai. Like
That's
he
true,
really
that's true.
did.
That's
That-
He had
that's-
this sort of like and we're going to talk about the sort of overall concept of redemption on another episode.
Ooh.
So we don't have to touch on it too much here. But it's you love when a character is given the opportunity to do a
Yes.
really good thing,
Yes.
especially if their future afterwards is uncertain.
Yes.
You know, it
And
does turn them into this kind of beloved character.
When a character is good to animals,
It's great.
You know,
heart
goes
bending
a long way.
It does
Goes
go a long way. Goes a long way.
He's
Absolutely.
an animal lover.
Yeah.
I mean, Jet, sure, questionable things go on, but
But a great
Yeah.
character.
great
Great character.
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 Undeniably great
style.
character.
Yeah.
Undeniably.
I mean,
Yeah.
All right.
Great guy.
Here's this idea. Here's this idea.
Yeah.
Good for it.
The Blue Spirit isn't a bender.
What?
I mean,
What?
can we do that?
Can we?
Can we do that?
I mean, the Blue Spirit
He
is
ain't using
Zuko.
bending.
Is an identity.
Is an
Is a
identity.
persona.
I mean,
Is a, you know.
we
Great
were just-
fighter.
Great
Yeah.
fighter.
Doesn't use bending.
Yeah.
Makes great choices. Has made some of the most compassionate choices as the Blue Spirit,
That's true.
which I think was the.
He lost a few times with Blue Spirit.
He
Ain't
lost
got
a
to
few
save
times.
him. Ain't got to save him.
Look at all of
Ain't got
the.
to save him.
But that's what afforded so many lessons
Yeah,
in his
yeah.
journey. Like you cannot look at Zuko's journey
Yep.
without his experience as a Blue Spirit.
Yeah.
helping
For
him
sure.
learn, develop, take chances, make braver choices that kind of went against
I'm always-
his like
I'm always
one
down
track
for Blue Spirit.
mind.
Your blue fish. So is this got to be top one or
real
two
high
Top
up.
three
He's
for
very up
sure.
there.
Top three.
of technically non-bending
At the
characters.
time.
Yeah.
I just love how Zuko was like had that Spider-Man thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Like he
he's
was
got
like,
his
you know what I'm
secret
gonna
identity.
do? I
Give
got
me a
secret
break.
identity.
Absolutely.
Batman. He watched a lot of he read a lot of comic books. And me too.
For sure. For sure. I could do
also.
it. I could
Yeah.
do it. It's a
Yeah.
great way to, to flex your muscles. And I love the Blue Spirit because Zuko has, compared to our real world, superpowers.
Totally.
But the Blue Spirit is the identity
the
that's like
reverse.
it's
right.
the reverse.
He was like the Batman. That was his
I know.
Batman.
The Batman with no superpowers, but just like badass skills. Like,
bad.
dang.
Can you imagine if everyone's like, "Who is that Clark Kent?"
Yeah.
Exactly. And
We
he's
gotta
like, I'm
unmask
gonna be
him.
the
I
Blue
heard a rumor it's
Spirit.
Superman.
No way.
He writes so many great articles.
He's like, I'm gonna put a blue mask on and they'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do water tribe mask and they'll think maybe it's water tribe.
I mean, he's got two swords too, so I'm just saying he's
Yeah.
giving Jet a run for his money with the
They're
way
great.
he fights.
I mean, can
and
we just
I
take
love
a
him.
moment to think about Zuko and Jet, like
Oh, yeah.
really
Just
Batman
go-
and Robin?
They're gonna be like
Yeah.
they competed on like Alone.
Yeah.
They went out into the middle of the forest and stayed in a tent together and just like
these
lived off the
guys.
land and just wrote poetry.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
I
I'm ready
would-
for it.
I would see that.
Yeah.
I'd read that, watch
another
that.
time,
Yeah.
alternate universe, another time,
Okay.
another
All right.
another
Place.
place.
Before we wrap up,
Yeah.
you want to give a couple more honorable mentions like Piandao,
Yes.
extremely important
The
character.
sword master.
I mean,
Sword
sword
master.
master,
Right? How cool. Not a bender, but a sword master.
Yeah.
And very pivotal and important in the world.
Great. I mean,
Awesome.
great teacher.
Great
Yeah.
teacher.
Also, sword maker.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
he does it. He does it all.
World's about balance. I love that.
Yes. Well, we get into those White Lotus members.
The coolest. Just the coolest.
Extremely cool. Extremely cool.
Yeah.
What about Chief Hakoda? Because let me tell you
Yes.
something.
Yes.
There are times where, in my mind, I'm just lumping him in as a waterbender.
True.
I'm like, oh no, he's the
Yeah.
chief. Like,
Yeah,
of course
yeah,
he's a
yeah.
waterbender. It's like, wait a minute, Janet. No,
Or-
they're doing all of this. He's doing all of this without being a bender.
Right. Or when we talk about his kids, we talk about Sokka, we talk about like lumping in the father with these characters. But I mean, I wrote down some notes on Hakoda because
Please.
I was reminded in the prep, in the research, in the refresh that like that in terms of like his role in the story so significant and led to some of the most I could tear up thinking about the moments that he shared with his kids. Such a great dad.
Right.
Such a difficult position to be put in where he's like, I have to leave.
Yeah.
I have to leave my kids with Gran. I have to go do this thing. But then you go to even just the characterization, his personality himself, incredibly charismatic, great
Totally.
leader, right? That Sokka learned
Good-looking
lessons from.
guy.
Good-looking guy, funny.
Very funny.
That's where the sense
Chip
of
off
humor
the old
comes
block,
from. When he
Sokka.
has that moment, he's like, I call it the stinking sink.
The mines are filled with skunkfish and seaweed. When a ship detonates the mine, the seaweed tangles up the propeller, and the foul smell forces people to abandon the ship. I call it the stinkin' sink.
Good one, Dad.
You're definitely your father's son.
And like Sokka loved that.
Also brilliant. He does say that Sokka, like, we have two,
Genius,
wa-
yeah.
water,
Couple of
water tribe
geniuses.
geniuses. Which
Yeah.
I think they are.
So such a great role model character, such a great. I just love the characterization of like, well, this is where he gets his corny sense of humor. This is where Sokka gets his corny jokes.
Totally.
His dad
Totally.
jokes, which
Totally.
is love him, love that guy.
But you're so right. Those moments where he's giving all of the space
Yep.
that his kids could ever need. Like
Yep.
he wants his kids to be leaders.
Yeah.
And there's no he comes into the picture and you don't get that sense of like, well, now hold on, I'm
know.
your father,
I
and
know.
da-da-da.
Right.
It's like he's so gentle with Katara's anger towards him. He totally understands
know.
it, and he's so encouraging of Sokka being like, you lead this thing.
Yeah.
You lead the
Still
Day of
a
Black Sun.
caring
Like,
father. He wants his kids to be safe. He understands the dangers that are present, but knows that they're skilled.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do this. You guys go
Totally.
do that. Like,
Yeah.
just a great
He
great
lost
character.
a few times too.
Yeah, absolutely.
He got hurt a few times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hate to bring it back to Jet, but not
Okay.
Jet. All the freedom fighters. I mean,
Yeah.
Smeller
Absolutely.
Bean,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's true.
The
That's a
all-
good point.
Duke, Pipsqueak,
the
yeah, we
Duke,
love him.
Pipsqueak.
Yeah.
I mean, think about as brave as Hakoda and the Water Tribe guys are.
Sure.
They're a water tribe with somewhat of
I
a
know.
navy, somewhat of like a
Group of
force.
men
These are
and
kids
warriors.
Scrappers.
These are
I
kids
know.
that are going to
Scrappers.
fight
Yeah.
the Empire or
Yeah.
the Fire Nation
Right.
would be, and they're just a bunch of kids.
I know,
Like the
they're so
Lost
brave.
Boys.
Like
in
the
a
Lost
way, you know?
Boys, but they're going and they don't win all the time, but they got some wins. They
Absolutely.
came
Yes.
with some wins.
They did. They
Absolutely.
did. In terms of non-bender wins, you're right.
Yeah, they did pretty good.
You're absolutely right.
So, okay, so let's get ready to wrap up. Here's my
Okay.
question. Do you have anyone else that we didn't touch on?
Yes.
Hit us.
I am so surprised. You guys didn't bring up the number one greatest, fan favorite, most important,
Number
non-bending character
This
in the
is-
entire
Number one?
This is why
Dante, in the entire
we bring you.
franchise.
The
This
number
is why
one.
we bring you.
Cabbage Merchant.
I mean,
I know the viewers right now are like, "Thank you, Hector. Thank you."
Yes,
That's number one with a bullet.
yes,
That's number one, at the top of
yes.
everyone's list.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone else we talked about, they're running for that follow up, that second
Cabbage
place.
Man.
Cabbage.
Yeah.
As far as
You're right.
taking into account my research,
Yes.
the only non-member of Team Avatar
Yeah.
who got a statue in Republic
Boom,
City,
my
the
friend.
Cabbage Merchant.
Boom.
And
Here's
can
a
I just
statue
say-
in the
This is how
real world
it's
as a
done.
Funko.
Yeah.
Cabbage Man has a statue
is how
in
it's
the
done.
real world.
Funko, yeah,
Funko Pop.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
outside of Sokka, I think he's the only non-bender
Yeah.
with a
with a
Funko.
statue. So I also just want to say too, like, just as a fan, I'm so happy that this show exists. I'm so I get to come on here and be the mouthpiece for the listeners and for the fans, and I am so excited for when you guys get to Legend of Korra. Like, I
can't
cannot
wait.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
I
that,
can't wait.
all the discussions you guys have been having, like even this little jokey thing of like he's got a statue. When you guys get to that, you're gonna lose your mind. You're gonna be like, my dude, Cabbage Merchant. It's the best.
So hold on a
It's the
second.
best.
Are we saying Cabbage Merchant
Yeah, number
top
one.
16?
Yeah.
Yeah, so far, here's I've been keeping very careful
You're
track.
joking, and realistically, Cabbage Merchant might be the 16th
I was gonna
best
say, I'm-
non-bending
16, top
character.
16.
We
you
are
guys.
keeping very careful track. So far, I think
Yeah.
we have less than 16 in our top 16. We have way more than 3 in our top 3.
Right, right,
I'm
right.
very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
That's fine.
Here
I'm very
at Brave
comfortable
New
with
Elements.
Again, a listener is going to be writing all of this down as we're talking through it in a diagram, and then they'll post it and show you guys, and you're going
Yes.
to see the messiness of that diagram. Not
Yeah.
organized at all.
It's
That's
beautiful.
Fine.
Those
That's fine.
feelings. That's just
fine.
feelings right there. Complicated, emotional, tangled up
Man.
feelings.
Cabbage
Jets
Merchant.
in there.
Shout out to
Cabbage
James.
Merchant's
Shout out
in
to
there.
James.
James C. We love James C.
One of the greatest
One of the
of all
greatest.
time.
Yeah,
Love James.
absolutely.
Love James. So yeah, number one.
Guys, I
Number
feel
one.
like we did a pretty good job
think
of celebrating
that was-
some of the great non-benders in the show.
I agree.
Hector,
That's pretty good.
couldn't have been less concerned. Said at
Yeah.
the beginning,
We got
can
this.
button that up right quick because we love these characters.
Yeah.
Where are you going to put Jet? If you had to put Jet, give him a number.
Top
Number one.
3.
Top 3.
Is he number 1?
No, he's not
With
number
May,
1.
with
Is he number
Ty Lee,
2?
with Sokka.
I think Ty Lee's 1.
Tylee's number 1
Because I'm
for
thinking
you.
in a fight.
That's true. And one of the
Okay.
one
I'm
of the
thinking in like if I need to go do some serious
Right.
stuff, I'm taking Ty Lee.
Mm-hmm.
One of the potential discussion points for this episode that we're talking about right now was like, well, which of these characters' skills would you want to take on? Ty
Yeah.
Lee, number one.
Ty Lee, 100%.
Ty Lee with that
I
chi
know,
blocking.
I know.
I'm right there with you, dude.
I think
It's
you know.
But I didn't say that we were ranking them based
Yeah.
on
I know.
their fight.
Power
only.
levels.
I know you were
I
just
know.
ranking them.
Overall characters, right?
Top 16.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do subgroups of rankings based on skill, personality, growth, humor, blah blah blah.
Heartbending,
So
everything.
yeah, so we have
Outfit.
some homework to do.
Fashion.
Hairdo.
Outfit, yeah.
Oh,
we
May's
have
up
some
there.
work to do.
Hairdo.
May's up there with
May's
the,
outfit's
Big time.
ridiculous.
Big
Ty Lee's
time.
outfit's cute, but come on. Can't wear that every day. Every day.
Yeah, I
May-
love May's
May's
outfit.
You look like
there.
a child.
Love everything
May
You look
about
like a
it.
child. You're
It
wearing
may-
sweats every day.
May is tied with Janet Varney right there with fashion,
Oh, that's
hairstyle,
the coolest
everything.
thing anyone's ever said.
Top tier.
I just squeezed this guy so tight. Did you hear that, buddy? Everybody, thank you so much for watching, for listening. Hector, the Prefector.
Thank you, Hector.
Thank you for being with
Prefector
us.
Navarro.
Ooh, my
you
pleasure,
have
my
a bunch
pleasure.
of great stuff going on. You have a
Yeah.
channel. Tell people where they can find you and how to support you.
Thank you so much. You can find me on Instagram and different places on the internet, on YouTube and stuff, under Hector is Funny. And I've got a
And
YouTube
he
channel called Heroes Reforged, where me and my buddies talk about all pop culture stuff. And I've also just started playing the harmonica. So pretty excited about that. Pretty excited about that. I think I have to come back once whoa, hang on.
Next time. Next time.
Thank you, Hector.
Thank
you, guys. See you guys next
That's a
week.
wrap.
Did you know you can hear bonus episodes of our award-winning podcast?
Subscribe to Avatar Braving the Elements Premium on Apple Podcasts for early access, exclusive content, and ad-free episodes.
I'm so excited!